And we're live.
And we're live. Episode 6.
Episode 6.
Remix.
No remixes
No
today.
remix today. No. Okay.
No, I don't think so. Let's not milk that joke dry.
No.
Yeah.
No. I don't think we should.
On the issue of milking, though, remember our friend was telling us about horses that get milked.
Oh, God.
A friend of ours went to Kazakhstan and was woken up every morning by the horses udders being quite strenuously yanked back and forth.
But yeah, I was genuinely surprised that horse milk is a big thing in Kazakhstan.
Yeah, I am. That doesn't sound very nice.
No, it doesn't. No.
I don't know. Something about drinking a horse's milk. Just, I don't know. It's weird. Maybe it isn't very nice, but it's one of those things. Like, you see how powerful horses are.
Yeah.
Maybe if you drink it, you start getting hench.
Possibly.
Maybe that's a new thing for the dieting, like the hardcore bodybuilding industry. That they start. What are you drinking, bro? Horse milk.
Yeah.
I've got major gains. Bare gains from my horse milk.
Horse milk, protein powder.
Horse milk protein powder.
Yeah.
Comes in, like with everything, it takes a while. So the first one will just be horse milk protein with no flavour, and it'll make you feel sick when you drink it.
Exactly. And
then they'll add some really cool flavours to it.
Yeah.
And before you know it, everyone's on horse milk and getting 20-inch biceps. Okay, anyway, episode 6.
Episode 6.
This
remix.
Week, this is the remix to episode 6. Episode 6.0. Episode 6.1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. So, this week, what are we talking about?
So this week, I've been messaging you to say
every bloody day.
No, but the news has gone a bit crazy regarding Prince Harry's and Meghan's wedding.
Yeah, okay.
It's been everywhere.
All over the place. Can't bloody escape it. Wall to wall.
Yeah, and
media coverage.
And to be honest, I quite like Paul Chowdhury's approach. You heard what he said?
No, go on.
So he released a video in, referring to this whole phenomenon, how the news are, blowing things out of proportion. It's the first time an African American is going to marry into the royal family. And he said, look, it is what it is. It's a ginger man marrying a black woman.
Yeah.
They're both ethnic minorities.
I like his stance. Thanks for standing up for the gingers as well. Yeah.
But that was quite good. But no, I've seen a whole bunch of headlines regarding this wedding, this walima. And, people are saying, who are they going to invite? Is Trump going to be invited? Because she's American and he's American. I know,
like, where does that logic come in?
Where does that come in?
Is Prince Harry going to invite all the gingers, all the famous gingers in the UK?
Exactly.
Like Mick Hucknall, the guy. Is Mick Hucknall going to come?
And apparently there was a lot of speculation regarding gingers. Obama. Is Obama going to be invited? And that's slightly racist.
I think it is. I'm just trying to think of other famous gingers.
You know who else was apparently invited?
Me? Yeah.
The Spice Girls. I wonder how that conversation went between Harry and Meghan. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Well, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I want Spice Girls to come to the wedding. Is that okay?
A zig no.
How? I don't get it. I really don't get it. Then there was speculation about...
Go on, sorry.
Foo Fighters coming.
Elton John, is he coming? He's a famous ginger guy. Yes, I'm just, you're going to get this now throughout the whole thing. Like, I'm just going to pop up with a famous ginger person, like when you're mid conversation. They're the only two famous gingers I can think of at the moment.
No, there was honestly a lot of speculation regarding celebrities and stuff. And again, on a racist note.
On a racist note.
Obama's going to be invited. Serena Williams is going to be invited. I mean, a whole bunch of... It's a bit strange.
It is a bit weird. I've seen some of this stuff. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Because I think some people have made comments about it, like racist comments.
No, they have. They have. And, to be honest, it's genuinely surprising that we're still talking about race
Yeah, I know.
In the 21st century, you know?
I know. But look, he was always going to make an unorthodox choice. You know, his dad had an open affair throughout his whole life whilst they were all living in the same house with his mum. And then his mum...
Sounds a bit like a Pakistani family, doesn't it?
Well, either that or a really bad soap opera. And then his mum died in a car crash, mysteriously. And then he went a bit off the rails, didn't he? And he used to go out and dress up as a Nazi and
join the army.
Yeah, then he joined the army. So
then did you
made that natural transition.
Did you see that video about him? When, you know, I think whilst in the army, he made a racist comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to repeat it, but...
No. So it's kind of encouraging. Maybe he's grown up since then.
I think so. No, I think he has. And
he came out, didn't he, recently? He spoke about his he spoke up for mental health, and he spoke about his depression and everything.
No, I genuinely think he's matured since then.
I think I'm going to give it to him, that I think he has grown up and probably... I
agree with you.
Has made a lot of mistakes, but he's trying to do good. And
no, I think so.
I think hopefully someone like him meeting somebody who's obviously from a completely different, ethnic background and clearly from a different lifestyle, well, not a royal, basically.
Exactly.
Is a good thing. I think it is a good thing in a sense for Britain, because they are ambassadors, so it does kind of shows some good things. But there's also a lot of negativity around it, isn't there?
There is. I saw another headline recently, and it said Meghan changing her religion.
What to?
Well, this is the thing. This whole story, I can only imagine how it went. So Harry goes to his father and says, "Look, Dad, I really like this girl, and I want to marry her." Well, son, what is she? Well, she's Protestant, but don't worry, I'll convert her. Don't worry, just give me a few weeks and I'll convert her. So apparently now she's going to be baptized, and she's doing it out of respect for the Queen's position in the Church of England.
Yeah, I was going to say she's C of E, isn't she?
Exactly. Yeah. So I found that,
weird,
the fact that made a headline that she's changing her religion just out of respect for...
Sounds like a familiar thing that goes on in this community.
Exactly. That's why I found that slightly comical. Oh no, don't worry, I'll convert her. No, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's not. You're not converting her from like MP3 to MP4.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay. I'll convert her. It's fine. It's fine. I'll just expect her to give up her entire existence, and I'll just convert her. It's okay. It's okay. Here you go. Here's a Quran. I've never read it before, but here you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, echoes of some of the things that go in our community. I wonder if she's prepared for when all the royal family take off their human suits and become lizards. That's what I'm, because obviously she's seen the David Icke conspiracies.
Oh God!
And she would be thinking, "Oh God, this David Icke guy, he's such a crazy." And Harry's like that next to her the whole time. He's like, "Yeah, that guy, he's a crazy, all right. Oh, that David Icke. When are we getting married?" And then there's like wedding night. All the family are going to be sat around the table celebrating behind closed doors, and they're going to be like, "Meghan, we've got something to show you," and she's going to be excited, and then Prince Charles is going to get a zip from behind his head, and he's going to start zipping, and she'll be like, "Oh, this is a very strange practical joke," and carry on zipping, and then there's just a lizard under there with claws, and then she turns next to her, and there's Harry, and he's a lizard,
a ginger lizard,
and then David Icke swoops down on a rope through the palace building to try and save the situation. Misses. No one sees him. He goes gliding over the table because he's overweight. Falls off through down to the cellar where the rest of the lizards are, and we never see David Icke ever again.
I don't know what to say.
David Icke. He says the royal family are lizards and that they killed Diana. I think he's right about one of those things.
Controversial.
Oh, naughty.
Very naughty.
They're lizards. Obviously.
But no, it's a very strange topic. So another headline was apparently that Meghan and Harry are inviting around 2,000 people from the general public.
Sounds like an Islamic wedding. Sounds like a Pakistani wedding, mate.
It is, very strange. So apparently they're inviting 2,000 people from the general public, and they want people from different backgrounds. They want the youth involved as well.
I'll put myself forward.
You put yourself forward.
We're going to heckle.
I don't think it works like that.
I'm going to go there to heckle. Say no! No, go on. Sorry.
Cheddar man.
Yeah. Where's Cheddar Man?
So apparently they want people from different backgrounds. They want the youth involved, especially those with leadership skills. Quote unquote leadership skills.
They should just invite all the leaders of like the London gangs.
Yeah, I'm not too sure how.
We'll have the Peckham Boys, the Beggarbar Boys from Birmingham.
From Birmingham?
No, sorry, go on.
So I'm not too sure how that's going to work.
Yeah.
But I said to my wife, I said, if you got selected to attend the wedding, would you go? And she said, yeah, of course I would. I said, why? She said, well, I'll turn up in a burqa and I would go viral.
Sick. That's true.
Yeah. And then that would give us more likes, more comments, and more subscribers.
Exactly, yeah.
So, yeah.
Ideally with a poster that says The Attic on it as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. That'd be good. See if we can get yourself on the invite list, Ramiz's wife. That would be helpful to us and our project, get a few more subscribers. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? I mean, they're both of them, him and William, they've decided to marry people who are not royal stock.
Exactly.
Haven't they? Sort of gone for people who are just a bit more normal.
So this whole thing naturally made me a bit curious, and I started to read about Harry, because the royal family is one of those things that we don't really know much about them and what goes on, and it's all very secretive.
Yeah, definitely.
So I started reading about Harry, and I was laughing to myself because I can only imagine from an Asian's perspective, if they were both Asians, and Meghan came home and said, "Look, Dad, I found someone who fulfills me, and I believe is right for me." Okay, does he have a degree?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. He's unfortunately just done 2 A levels. Okay. Does he have a job? Yeah, no, not really. No, doesn't really, no. What does he do then? Nothing.
He's just sort of a prince and stuff.
He's just a prince.
He's just like a prince and stuff.
But it wouldn't really go down, would it? I mean, poor guy, he's just got 2 A levels, and I'm not too sure what he does. What does he do?
Prince Harry.
What does he do?
They do like ambassadorial.
Oh yes, of course.
Don't they?
Of course.
They go and turn up in a country and say hello, shake someone's hand,
hello,
and then disappear for like 2 or 3 days. Probably go and stay in a nice hotel, get taken to like a couple of schools or something and cut some ribbons, and then go back home.
Sounds like a pretty cool job.
And we pay for them to do that. Fantastic. Sounds like a good gig to me. Yeah, no, I think they're all right in there. I think William and Harry are trying to modernise. They've spoken about that, innit?
Yeah,
they're just trying to like be normal.
Yeah, no,
and modernise the whole system a little bit.
Yeah.
Once the Queen pops her clogs,
yeah,
she ain't got long left, does she? She's knackered.
on that note,
she's a right coffin dodger, isn't she? She ain't got long left. She hasn't though, has she? She can't have long left. She's well old.
You know what?
She keeps coming on telly every bloody year at Christmas. Flipping hell.
One thing, yeah, she comes Christmas time, gives a little khutbah.
Yeah, she does her durus.
She gives a little sermon.
Yeah,
and she gets
does her sermon. But
come with me if you want to listen to
I'm just
sermon.
waiting for the year that she comes on and she's like, there's a pause. She's always paused at the start and she's like, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the past year, I've decided to convert. Me and the family will be relocating to Saudi Arabia. We're selling Buckingham Palace to the local East London mosque charity. That would be like that is the fantasy of some Muslims, isn't it?
No.
That's the fantasy of some Muslims, to have Buckingham Palace as a mosque. Yeah, sounds great. Only if we can keep those guards on the door with those massive duppies.
I don't know where that comes from.
The deer fair, aren't they? They're like deer fair, I think.
Really?
I think so. It's some sort of animal fair. I think it's...
That's a hard job. You want to talk about work. That's a hard... Stay still. Don't move. Really hard job. Really, really hard job.
It's next level, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Sometimes they faint in the summer, don't they? They do.
Are you
They do.
serious?
Every summer,
In the UK.
yeah, every summer there'll be a picture that comes in one of the
Does it
papers
even-
at some point, and they'll show
It
like
doesn't get that hot in the UK.
no, because that thing on their head,
Oh god.
it like insulates them. So like they have to stand like military stance for a certain amount of time, and I think that affects their blood flow, and then they get told to stand at ease so they can spread their legs. Like that's the luxury part of the job. Like you can either stand, like you're allowed at a certain point to put your legs shoulder width apart,
Oh wow.
right, and turn in another direction. And then sometimes they're just like, they'll faint, and because they're so obedient, they'll just stand there and just faint in that shape.
That's amazing. That is amazing. But you know one thing I absolutely love about the British public? They don't really care about the royal family.
Yeah, I think there's a little minority that do, but I think overall people are like, oh, right.
People generally they generally don't really care.
Yeah.
And I've not seen that anywhere. So I can only say this about the British people. It's the only society that doesn't really give a crap about its monarchy. And
Yeah.
you don't find that anywhere else.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, I'll give you an example. When's the last time you went into the city centre?
Yesterday.
Do you see pictures of the Queen anywhere?
No.
You don't.
No.
You really don't.
No.
And this is the thing. Obviously, I've lived in the Middle East, and when I was in Saudi, the one thing that really, caught me off guard was the amount of images of the king at the time everywhere, in the hotels, in the malls, in the shops.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
And the marketing, the marketing was very powerful.
I think that's what some people would describe as a dictatorship.
I like to think of it as marketing and branding.
Their branding strategy is quite an open and clear one. Faces of Coca-Cola bottles and McDonald's bottles, or pictures of leaders. Let's go for pictures of leaders. Yeah, I mean, the royal wedding thing, it is what it is, isn't it? I did see some disturbing stuff, and I don't know if this has come from Harry and Meghan. I'm pretty sure it hasn't, to be fair to them.
Go on.
That they wanted to move all the... Because where they're getting married, there's a lot of homeless people, and they wanted to, the council was doing some mad rush to try and, evacuate all the hobos.
Yeah, no, I heard about that.
Evacuate all the hobos. Obviously, I'm not having to go at homeless people.
I know.
I'm just thinking about my Operation Evacuate the Hobos. Like, all these poor people.
Yeah.
And they're just like... Can we get them shoveled off somewhere?
I mean, why don't you invite them to the wedding?
There's definitely someone in the council who's like, you know what we need? We need a concentration camp. We just need to get all the, they've just got such sick minds.
It's very strange.
Very strange. Because some important people are getting married, we need to move you out of the way to somewhere unseen.
Yeah, no, I found that very strange.
It's inconvenient for us to see.
Ruins our image.
Yeah, the poor.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Very.
It's weird. But the royal wedding, Donald Trump's going to come here, I think, to attend.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think he'll get an invite?
I think he'll come anyway. I think that's the kind of guy he is. He'll just be like, obviously I'm invited. And all his aides around him will try and hint to him, Donald, we've got a lot of stuff going on back home, because there's school shootings every other day now, and there's foreign policy, and there's yeah. Anyway. He'll be there mid cheeseburger. Yeah, I know. Anyway, can you book the tickets for the? And they're all doing that to each other, but nodding to him. And then another one comes in. They're like, Donald, on the 5th, we've got that thing. And he's like, no, I'm busy on the 5th. There's a wedding. And then another aide's coming in. And they're like, Donald, trying to be a little bit more direct. I've heard about this royal wedding thing. I just, I'm concerned about your travel schedule. We don't want you to be burnt out. We're thinking of you. No, I'll be fine. Come on, I'm Donald Trump. It doesn't get the hint at all. Guess we're going to Britain. They've got to do a film about him. After after he dies of cheeseburger overdose, then which is probably not long because we've heard about. Have you heard about what he does in his spare time? Have you not? No. There's this person who did a book on him, innit? Who was allowed into the White House for a certain amount of time. And basically said in this book that he locks himself in his room at 6:30 at night. Right? He locks himself in his room.
Okay.
Contrary to the security staff telling him, please don't lock yourself in your room because if there's an emergency or the White House is under threat, we can't unlock it from the outside because you're the president. You've got the key. So, and obviously it's all secure.
He seriously does this?
Yeah, this is apparently what he does. Locks himself in his room. Even his wife doesn't like. She's in a separate place. He locks himself away in his room, right? With cheeseburgers. Like it sounds like he has like apparently every night he's like cheeseburgers.
So this is
all he drinks
serious ritual.
Yeah, all he drinks and eats is apparently cheeseburgers and Coke, which sounds like a nice thing to do, but I'm not sure every day I'd want to.
Sounds like a very American thing to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then that's when all his weird tweets come out. If you've noticed, his tweets come out like in the evening. He's like tweeting stuff like like about celebrities and stuff like this.
Yeah.
Weird dude. And apparently all of his staff around him can have literally no faith in him, but they just can't do anything. This person went in and did his memoirs and was like, every member of staff I spoke to was completely like disillusioned. No one.
So when he goes into this room, how long does he?
He don't come out until the morning, does he?
Really?
Yeah. It's not like for a few hours. That would be kind of normal if he just locked himself in his room. He's like, I'm going to do some strategizing.
He sounds like a Sufi saint.
No, he's
just locks himself away for about 12
complete
hours.
Opposite, the complete opposite of it.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, like rather than trying to get away from the world and be meditating, he's like, no, lock me in a room with a 50-inch widescreen TV and cheeseburgers, please. Like, I'm the president. You just think about how his mind works. He's like, obviously, I want you to lock the room. WWF's on right now. I've got something to watch. It's really important. Vince is my friend.
Yeah, they're all friends, aren't they?
Boys. Boys from back in the day. Donald Trump and Vince. Yeah. So, Donald Trump is definitely turning up, I'm telling you, mate.
Really?
Even if Saudi Arabian government's going to turn up. I mean, they bloody own half of London anyway, so they'll be there.
No, they do.
They'll be in London somehow.
A friend of mine.
In spirit, if not physically. So they might as well come. I wonder if the Iranians will turn up. Oh, it could become like you have Iran. If I was Harry, I'd stir it up, mate. I'd invite them all. Yeah. I'd invite Kim Jong as like a special honorary guest. I wouldn't tell anyone else. I'd have Iran sat. I'd literally, the way I'd do the table plan is I'd have Trump, Iran. Oh, I'll say Trump. We're not even saying America anymore. That's how.
Yeah.
They've named a country after me. No, America, aka Trump. Iran, aka is it Ramar? I can't remember the name of the leader. Sorry, Iran. Saudi, the new guy.
The new guy. I don't know his name.
The new dude.
The only one I know is what's his name? Mohammed bin Salman, the prince, who's been doing all this, bringing about all these changes.
I think that's him.
Yeah.
So him.
Yeah.
And then like they're sat there, they're trying to Trump's trying to be like the big I am, and he's like thinking that he can, be diplomatic between the two, and they're doing small talk like what's your favorite food? I like hummus. Oh, I like hummus as well. I like pomegranates. Yeah, pomegranates are cool. Yeah. Do you eat dates in Iran? Yeah, we eat dates as well. Yeah. And then Trump's like, we eat cheeseburgers. I eat cheeseburgers. And they're okay, yeah. Have you ever put hummus in a cheeseburger? And then like they're like, oh, who's going to take this other space anyway? Oh, I don't know. And then they're just talking and they're having the first course, prawn cocktail, obviously, and then. And then, like the doors fly open, and Harry gets on the mic. He's a bit drunk by now. He's had a few drinks already. He's been drinking since the morning. He's all over him.
Yeah.
He's going all out, and he's like stood up. His tie's like one side. Yeah. And he's like, and now
tonight, Matthew.
Kim Jong-un comes in. Hello. Being accompanied to the ring by Jeremy Corbyn, Kim Jong-un, and he just comes in with like a cloak, like he's dressed like he's got like a proper entrance, like smoke and everything. The Darth Vader tune comes on in the background. Dun, 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 dun. Comes in, sits himself right down next to Trump. Hello, give me a cheeseburger, Donald. Just leave him on the table to get on with it. South Africa, Nigeria, and Pakistan on the other table, bribing the crap out of each other. No, you're the most corrupt. No, you're the most corrupt. Just bribing each other. Who else can we invite? Who else? I would say Greece, but they ain't got any money to get on the flights, haven't they? Lost all the money, haven't they? Went bankrupt. Angela Merkel can come. Kim Jong-un. Sorry, go on. Sorry. Okay, sorry.
No, since you bring that up, a friend of mine lives.
North Korea. No, go on. Okay. Okay, that's it.
Have you seen The Interview? The movie?
No.
On North Korea.
No. Is it good? Is it factual?
It's so stupid.
It's stupid. Okay.
But it's stupid funny. Now, a friend of mine, I won't spend too much time on this, but a friend of mine lives in Munich, and Germany's accepted 1 million refugees.
Yeah, man.
And they've done a fantastic job with them.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
He said to me that what happens is that they arrive, and within 2 days, the parents are put into German classes. The kids are put into school. They're given accommodation. And, Germany's really thought this through in terms of creating jobs for them and really, helping them to fully integrate into society. So shout out to Germany.
Big up Germany.
Continue doing this great work. And I think Britain and other European countries could learn a lot from Germany.
Yeah, definitely. Like in a lot of ways. They're a very efficient place, man.
Very efficient.
Yeah,
Very
I'd love to go there. As in, I just hear a lot of good about it, and I work with someone who has like been there back and forth. And wants to work. He wants to work there himself one day. Yeah. So. Yeah, I can see why. It seems like a really good place. Like good ethics and everything.
Exactly.
Overall.
Exactly.
So, I don't think the royal wedding is going to go quite like that.
No,
as it happens.
I don't think so.
I think it's going to be a little bit more of a. Boris Johnson will be there, though, won't he? He's blue blood somehow.
Yeah, I mean Boris Johnson reminds me of like Donald Trump's cousin.
Yeah.
If Donald Trump had a cousin.
Yeah, Donald Trump's inbred cousin. Like, came out wrong, didn't he? Like, he did. They had higher hopes for Boris.
Yeah, they did.
They had higher hopes.
They did.
But somehow he's clawed his way up to being foreign secretary. That guy's foreign secretary.
Yeah, he smashed it.
A guy who said he smashed it.
He did.
A guy who made a joke about Libya. Did you hear the joke he said about Libya?
No, go on. Is it worth repeating?
It's just like, on one level you laugh at how bad it is, but on the other level it's just like, he said that Libya could be. He said he was caught saying Libya could be as good as Dubai once they move the dead bodies.
Are you being serious?
Yeah. On a recording, and he's just like, "Yeah, sorry about that." That's what he does. He just says sorry. He doesn't even say sorry sometimes. He's just like, "Yeah, well, yeah," and just runs off. Look what he did in the Brexit thing. 350 million extra for the NHS. Oh, wait a minute. There's not that 350 million's not to be seen anymore.
Yeah.
And that's it. He's not answering questions on it.
Yeah.
He's done loads of stuff, mate.
Yeah.
He said he didn't like Obama because Obama's dad was Kenyan and they don't like that the British enslaved them. That's the sort of stuff he came out with that.
Wow.
He goes, I don't think they like us because of that.
You think?
Because they took, yeah. Oh, yeah, I think you're probably right, Boris. I don't think they like you either, mate, because of that. Yeah.
Yeah, well done, mate.
And it's good that you're, representing all the best modern British values by making jokes like that. Yeah, he's a weird guy, man.
Strange character.
He's not a good guy. Cameron, I reckon, will be there.
You think so?
Blair will be there, won't he? Oh, the demon headmaster. He'll be there, like, just looking at everyone. Blair will be there. Blair's going to be there, definitely. Going to each table and spreading, stirring it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He'll go to Donald Trump's table, and he'll stir it up. He'll be like, just making little odd comments. Oh, you said you like pomegranates. Oh, when I met you, you said you didn't like pomegranates. See you later.
What about Sadiq Khan?
I want a vegetarian burger. I don't eat beef. Maybe Tony Blair's become a vegan.
You think so?
Sort. Yeah. Sadiq Khan will be there.
You think so?
Yeah, on his own. He'll just be on his own on a table at the back. They'll give him his food on a tray. He has to be
some roti salad and dal.
He has to be.
Hey, go here's some gajar ka halwa. I'm sorry, is this a royal wedding?
Basically, they have to have him.
Shout out to all the meat puris. They say gajrela.
Yeah, gajrela. Okay.
Gajrela, yeah. Hey, go Sadiq Khan. Here you go.
Basically, they'll have him there because they have to for appearances.
Yeah.
So that he'll be in certain pictures. He'll think that he's been invited full on to the party, and then when it gets to the dinner thing, he'll be like, "Oh, where's my table?" And everyone's like picking their table numbers, sitting down. Oh, hi, nice.
And they've sat him on the floor.
Yeah. There's like a rug.
And they've not given him any
like a really
cutlery
nice-
either. It's just like, hey, eat with your hands.
It's a really nice like Afghani rug on the floor. he's just looking at it whilst he's going, oh, that's a lovely rug they've got. And they're like, oh, Sonny, you're over there. It's like, oh, where's Tito? No, there. And the guy's just sat on his own looking like really like lonely at everyone, just eating roast potatoes with his hands.
And they've told him to change his clothes as well. And giving him a shawal kameez. Here you go.
Poor Sadiq. No, I think he's going to be all right. I think he'll be put on the same table as like Jeremy Corbyn. Again, if I was doing the table plan, I'd definitely put Jeremy Corbyn and Theresa May on the same table.
Ooh.
And then what I'd do...
You kind of forget that Theresa May is leading UK.
I know. Well, she's just...
Leading the UK.
She's completely like... She's just disappeared up her own backside, hasn't she? Yeah. Like, she's just not... She's just
Did you see that video of Theresa May and Donald Trump holding hands?
Oh.
Yeah, I felt like that when I saw it as well.
There's a marriage made in hell. That's awful. They just come from a cheese.
Imagine if those two got married.
Oh, imagine what the kids would look like. Oh my God. Ooh, just little orange
Oompa Loompas.
Yeah, little Oompa Loompas with really mardy faces. Astaghfirullah. This is not good. Sorry, I'm still on the table plan for Harry and Meghan's wedding. Jeremy Corbyn and Theresa May would definitely be on the same table. And what I'd do is, like the leader of the Lib Dems as well. Oh, what's his name? He's old, really old. Bless him. He's like a dancer. He's like a former like ballroom dancer.
Really?
No, but he's a good guy. But he's like, I think he's Menzies Campbell. But he's an old guy.
Okay.
Anyway, they'd all be like there, and because they're British, even though they like dislike each other's opinion, they'll still be doing small talk and trying to be nice. Like, how are the kids? Oh, yeah, they're fine. Yeah. Oh, I haven't got any. Oh, I wish I'd never had any as well. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They'll be doing small talk.
Yeah.
Another glass of wine, Jeremy? No, I'm not drinking this week. Like that kind of thing. And then what I would do is I'd purposely keep Nigel Farage back at the bar, right? So I'd like tell Nigel to come like an hour later than everyone. Right.
Do you remember that time Nigel was asked a question? Or is it garage or garage? What was it?
Someone said to him, "Is it Farage or Farage?" And he went, "It depends how you." It depends how you say things. Do you say garage or garage? He's so annoying, but he's
amazing.
Entertainment value,
amazing,
110%.
Amazing.
Political value.
That time when he was not forcing, but he was a huge advocate for people learning the language, learning English, especially if they've been here for such a long time. And then did you see that video of someone randomly calling in and said, well, Nigel, you lived in France for X amount of years. How good is your French?
What did he say?
Well, he couldn't speak, could he?
Yeah. Well,
he just came up with a whole bunch of excuses.
That's typical Farage, isn't it? It's typical of these people. But I'd definitely get Nigel Farage drunk. And then he'd be introduced by who could we get to introduce him? It won't be Harry. You can't get Harry. Prince Charles would stand up and introduce him. My good friend Nigel Farage. And Nigel Farage would come in and he'd be like dancing to some really cheesy like English music, like he's stumbling all over the place.
Yeah.
And he's like, and like Jeremy Corbyn and Theresa May and Menzies Campbell were like rolling their eyes, and then they'd sit him down right next to all them. He'd stir it up, big time. So that'd be table number 2. I was his friends with Trump as well, so he'd be like. Table number 2 would be here. Trump would be there with the Iranians and North Korea and the Saudis. Yeah. And then Farage and Trump would see each other and be like, oh, you're right, Donald. And they'd be shouting back to each other, hey, Nige, how you doing?
Where would Katie Hopkins be in all of this?
Ideally, where the guillotine is located. Tommy Robinson would pull it. And then... No, I'm only joking. I don't really want them to die. Calm down, guys. No, but
do you think she would be invited?
It'd be good if she, again, stir it up, get her invited. But you need to get her on a different table. Let's get like, I don't know, editor of The Guardian. Or,
God.
Yeah, editor of like Vegan Weekly. Yeah. Editor of like Carnivore Fat Diets.
Yeah.
Monthly. Editor of Islam Watch. Yeah, editor of, or the head of the campaign to protect from Islamophobia, Oxfam, just get all these, and then again, Nigel Farage would introduce Katie Hopkins and she'd come and sit down in the middle of them.
Yeah.
Basically, just have loads of tables where it would all kick off.
Maybe you should plan their wedding.
Yeah, they should have asked me. This is the Russell Brand would do the
Russell Brand
would do the entertainment
just
for the
turn
evening.
up, yeah.
He'd turn up, no one would even know he's coming. He'd like be paraglided in. He'd turn up in some really over the top way through the roof. He'd just do loads of jokes about the royal family, how like they killed Diana, just like normal stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like just make jokes about their mum at their wedding who's dead, as you do, and that'd be that. Pretty sad when Princess Diana died. A lot of people were pretty upset about that. Weren't they?
Yeah, they were. It's a long time ago as well.
1997, I think.
Wow.
I remember when Princess Diana died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you doing at the time?
Bloody annoying. I was trying to find my cartoons on the telly.
How young?
I had a telly in my room, woke up in the morning, trying to find the cartoons. It's like every channel was talking about this Diana woman who's dead.
Yeah.
So I nonchalantly turned the telly off, went into the, went knocked on my mum's room.
Yeah.
Like, Mum, Mum, bloody cartoons aren't on.
Yeah.
She's like, why? What's going on with you? What's happened? You've been faffing around with your telly again? I'm like, chances are a fine thing. Diana's gone and died, hasn't she?
Yeah.
I didn't say it quite like that.
No, of course, yeah.
But, I'm paraphrasing. And my mum was like, what? I was like, yeah, Diana. Princess and all that. She's only gone and died. Anyway, do you want a cup of tea? And then my mum started crying.
Really?
Yeah. And I said, Mum, it's okay. I can watch my cartoons tomorrow, don't you? And I've got like loads of videos and stuff downstairs. I think you're getting a bit too... I think you're overreacting, Mum, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's fine. Don't worry. I'll go downstairs and watch Batman cartoons. No worries. You enjoy your Sunday morning. I'll enjoy mine. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this Princess Diana thing. Anyway, see you later. No. Then I realised it wasn't about the cartoons and she was actually upset about Princess Diana. And yeah, my mum was like, really? I remember my mum's
Really?
face.
No, a lot of people
Being
really
covered in
liked her.
tears, and she was like, oh my God, I feel like I've lost a sister. That's what my mum said.
Really?
And I was like, joking aside, it did hit home, and I was like, oh, okay, that's horrible.
Yeah.
And then as I grew up, I realised that back then, people really loved her.
No, they
And
did.
she stood for a lot of good, obviously.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure what to say now.
And then what can we say? There's a lot of obviously conspiracy talk around how she died.
No, there are.
She was going to.
I haven't really looked into.
She was going to marry a Muslim guy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Then she died. Scary. But I don't. They talk about that as one of the reasons he died as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Was he in the? Oh, was he in the car with her?
I'm not sure.
I think he was. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, he was.
He was?
I don't. This is really bad. We should know this if we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Get your facts right, Bida. But anyway. But no, yeah, I think they both died basically.
Yeah.
Very sad.
No, very sad.
It is sad. Of course it's sad. It's awful. But they say the royal family did it, didn't they? There was like a conspiracy. Some members of the royal family
Yeah.
wanted to get her killed off.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows? To believe or not to believe?
That's the question.
That is the question.
Yeah. 6 of one and half a dozen of the other is the phrase.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they may be meant to harass. Maybe there was some campaign to harass her, but I'm not sure a campaign to kill her.
Yeah.
I think it went a bit wrong.
Yeah.
Went a bit too far.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Anywho.
Anyway, that's the royal wedding covered.
That's
our plans. What else were we going to talk about?
the weather.
Oh, yeah, I don't care.
The weather.
I don't care what the weatherman says. Whether the weatherman says it's raining.
No, I was thinking to myself, this happens every single year. Every year in Britain, we know it's going to be super cold. Every winter, it's going to be super cold.
It doesn't snow like this.
Yet
every year,
it
does
still makes the headlines every single year.
Yeah, I know.
And I thought to myself, imagine if this were another country, like Russia. Hey, it's Vladimir. This week it's snowing.
Snowing.
It's snowing, but no. It's Vladimir. This week is snowing, and next week it's snowing, and the week after that it's snowing.
Every week, yeah. The broadcast.
No one would care.
No, exactly.
But this week I was receiving text messages and WhatsApp messages, brother. For the sake of Allah, watch your condenser pipes.
Brother, best thing to do is just put your heating on overnight on anti-freeze setting.
Yes.
May Allah protect your boiler. Okay, bro.
Calm down.
Calm down. It's all right. As in, I mean, but don't want the border to go. But let's put it in perspective. It's -4, not -40.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So I think it's just this country's not geared up for the.
No, they're not prepared.
Like, as in, and you hear the same excuses every time. Like, well, this doesn't happen very often. Yeah, but it does happen.
It happens every year.
It doesn't, as in, it gets cold every year, and fine, it doesn't snow badly every year, but probably every couple of years, there's one occasion or something where you get a fair bit of snow. Or even if you say once every 5 years, 5 years isn't a lot of time, in the scheme of things.
Yeah.
Basically, the country should have the infrastructure to say, if something happens, like if you buy some snowplows, they're going to last, mate. They're not like,
Exactly.
you don't need, you just buy some snowplows.
Exactly.
Have some grit stored.
Exactly.
It's not going to go off.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just grit, right? And, as part of people's training when they, join road resistance recovery or whatever there is, they just get trained in that. And then, we predict the weather, don't we? So a week in advance, we're like, we just want to refresh ourselves on the what to do if there's a crazy snowstorm.
Exactly.
They refresh themselves on that. And then you just pay them all, double time, triple time.
Yep.
And you say, 2 or 3 hours extra in the morning, 2 or 3 hours extra at night.
Yeah.
And you just go out, clear all the snow, grit all the roads, whatever you need to do. That's it. Not rocket science.
No.
Or if you're not sure, you just look at what Russia and all these other Eastern European places do.
Exactly.
And like even places in like Canada and North
Even
America,
the Scandinavian
North
countries.
America, Scandinavia. There's a lot of snow going on basically in the world.
Exactly.
A lot more than us. It's not a lot of snow anyway.
No. What, as in now?
Yeah.
No, not much at all.
Either that, as in, it's in generally like it's. It's not been great deals of snow.
No.
It's just
people haven't been snowed in.
Yeah, but the way it's like the apocalypse.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
The government could just go around and deliver grit to everyone
Exactly.
if they wanted to. So here's a box of grit. Here's a spade. Do your little bit. If you can grit outside your
It's true.
outside your house,
It's true.
grit your drive if you've got a drive. Obviously, we don't have drives around here. Grit. Everyone was to grit a little bit outside their road, outside their gate on their road. The whole street would be gritted. There you go.
Exactly.
And then the council could just come along and grit the roads.
Exactly.
It's not rocket science.
It's not. It's really not.
And
I'm sure I told you, I met a Swedish energy consultant in China.
All right.
And he said to me, Ramiz, you guys live in a third world country. And I said, why? He said, every year you guys have problems with pipes. They freeze. And it's been decades upon decades upon decades, and you still haven't realized in order to prevent your pipes from freezing, they just need to be in between walls. And he said, just look at the Swedish. Look at the way they do it. Their piping and all the piping work in between walls. Freezing is never an issue. Frozen pipes, never an issue. And easier said than done.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently.
But no, we could learn a thing or two from these other countries.
Yep. But there we are. I saw something on Grand Designs that this Swedish guy designed. He was like, like a lot of people on Grand Designs, they're like already kind of in the trade.
Exactly.
They're architects or something.
Exactly.
And he designed in his house, this was amazing. And I appreciate we can't maybe do this yet, but just an example of how Europe is so much more advanced in the way they think about things. He designed this thing in his house where, this is a few years ago as well. He wanted a swimming pool, basically, a really hot swimming pool, right?
Okay.
So he designed a whole house that runs with no, there's no pipes, there's no heating, there's nothing. Basically, the walls themselves, the foundations, they've drilled far down enough into the earth to harness the warmth from the earth itself.
Wow.
And then the earth, the way these walls are, the material they're made of, they just harness the warmth back into the house and just warm up everything.
Wow. Where was this?
It was built in the UK.
Really?
But it's a Swedish guy who's using Swedish technology.
That's amazing.
Why are we not looking at stuff like that? Why are we not looking at wind farms? Why aren't we looking at, even turning waste? There's ways to turn waste into energy as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let's not look at that. Let's just carry on, installing bygone, old-fashioned pipes and old-fashioned methods, and just carry on like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, pipes, like you say, You know, people are sending me messages like, make sure you pour boiling water on your pipes outside your house. For God's sake, man. Like, not having to go at them. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
it's just like, what country are we living in that we have to do that? Like,
Exactly.
we're meant to be living in first world conditions.
I only remember this because the world turned upside down. I think it was 2010. In 2010, we had this crazy winter where there was a lot of snow, and I only know this because...
You can turn upside down. With it being flat, you can just turn it directly upside down.
I know, exactly.
Like a piece of paper.
Exactly. So, I was working for an energy company at the time, and, we were dealing with boiler breakdowns. And, a whole bunch of people, thousands upon thousands of people ringing in every single day to say my boiler's not working and stuff. And because so many people were calling in, the company couldn't keep up with the demand, So I remember speaking to one particular lady and, she went berserk. My boiler's not working and the house is freezing and I'm going to die and my baby's going to die. I thought, oh God, your baby, you have a baby.
Yeah.
And obviously, these things, red flags, vulnerable. These people count as vulnerable babies, elderly,
of course,
people with health conditions and stuff like that. So I tried to get a little bit more information on her baby. So I said, okay, oh God, oh dear, you've got a baby. She said, yes, I've got a baby. And, the baby is going to die. And what am I going to do? Like, I can't take me and my baby to my parents' house because, they're 5 hours away up north somewhere. And I said, okay, let me see what I can do. So I remember speaking to a manager and saying, look, this lady's got a baby and she fears that, she's going to die. Her baby's going to die. And, my manager said, oh, that's terrible. Just get a little bit more information. About her baby, exactly how many months old and stuff like that. I said, okay, so how old is your baby? She said, 2 years old. I was like, okay, tick 2 years old. Does your baby have any health conditions? No health conditions. Okay. That's fine. She goes down the priority list. What else can you tell me about, is your baby, have you got food at home for your baby? And, I've got enough food. Okay. And, I want you guys to book a hotel for me and my baby because, I can't live at home. It's too cold. Okay. Went back and forth, went to the manager. I said, okay, look, no health conditions. This is the age. Went back. Okay. So, we can get an engineer out to you in 4 days' time. This is not on. I've told you I've got a baby and I asked her one more question. I can't remember exactly what it was, but then she turned around and said, well, my dog's going to die. Your baby's a dog? Yes. Get out of here.
Yeah.
And I remember just said to her, look, we're not coming out to you
excuse
for
me,
a good few days.
Who are you to say that a baby's not in the same, a baby can't be a dog?
Exactly. But come on. But yeah, that's the winter. That's the winter for you.
That's the winter for you. That's the state of our country, mate.
Exactly.
We haven't even got, we've got babies who are dogs. We've not got the infrastructure in place to fix boilers.
Nope.
We've got snow all over the place and no grit.
Yep.
Not good. But we are filming on a Sunday this time around.
No, we are.
So the reason I mentioned that is that obviously we're still talking about the same week that we were talking about on Tuesday.
Yes, we are.
I went out again and did some running in the blizzard conditions.
Oh, really?
In the morning.
Enjoy it?
Ooh. Wow. Yeah, enjoy's a loose word for challenging.
Okay.
I felt good afterwards.
Okay.
When I got back home in a warm shower.
Okay.
Yeah. But it was good.
So what else have you been up to this week then?
What else have I been up to this week? Good question. A lot of work. Went out yesterday into town and had not very good tea and scones. Wasn't impressed.
Really?
Someplace, yeah.
That's a shame.
Then came back home and my wife made some really nice burgers. Word up, Donald. Had some really good lamb burgers with cheese. Going to have some more of those today.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. Might pop out into town today for a little coffee or something.
Sounds good.
Yeah. A better cafe, hopefully.
Okay.
Not the same one.
Yep.
And next week, going to Liverpool
Okay.
for work.
Yes.
A couple of days.
Yes.
Hence doing this today.
Yes.
As opposed to Tuesday, because I'm not going to be here on Tuesday.
Yes.
I'm going to be in good old Liverpool. Yeah, been a good week. Been doing some training and all that. Yeah, managed to do 5 workouts last week.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good on you, man.
Thank you very much. You got back in the gym as well, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Yeah?
I did. So
Big session.
Yeah, very big session. Chest, back, and shoulders. So I've been super busy the last 3 or 4 weeks, and I've not been feeling too well either. So this week, feeling a lot better. Got back into the gym, and yeah. So basically, I was supersetting everything. So
Wow.
chest, back to back. And I try to rest no more than 30 seconds in between
Each exercise
and the number of sets. And then I did basically a circuit on shoulders right towards the end, and that's it. I mean, I've been supersetting for quite some time.
Yeah, I remember back in the day you used to do that.
It saves time. You get an amazing pump. Very good for fat burning and stuff. So yeah, got back, and then I was supposed to go boxing, but the gym was closed on Friday because of the snow. And did you try driving on Friday? It was horrendous.
I drove on Friday because I had to go out and get shopping, food shopping for the week. And it just started to come down again, and getting out onto the main road was okay.
Yep.
The main road was okay like they usually are, but then when I was coming up my side road, it was really slippy.
Okay.
It was
So
a bit dangerous.
I was coming back from a meeting at 6 o'clock.
Oh, you would have hit the absolute peak of it.
Exactly. And I was going to my mum's house.
I literally just got back at that time.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So I was driving about 6:15 on my way to my mum's house from town, which is a journey that usually takes around 6 or 7 minutes. Yeah, 35 minutes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, traffic just wasn't. Cars weren't moving.
Yeah.
They weren't moving. And yeah, that's basically it. So this week I'll be back at Shoot Fighters. I'll be back doing the MMA and boxing sessions, and that's it. Looking forward to eating well, training well, and working hard.
Yeah, man. Sounds good. I'll be doing some of the same.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I think that wraps us up though for this week.
I think it
That
does.
was a nice little Sunday tete-a-tete.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. How shall we sign out? Should we wave like the Queen? Seems a bit appropriate.
Or we could sing the national anthem. Ooh.
Oh, I don't know. Don't know if I've got the lungs for that.
I don't know the words. Other than God save the Queen. To which I always say Amen.
Amen.
Yeah. May God save us all.
Yes, I mean.
But especially old Queenie.
Yes.
For some reason. Land of Hope and Glory? Or is that a different one?
I'm not sure.
I think just goodbye.
You think so?
Yeah, have a fantastic Sunday. Make sure you catch the EastEnders omnibus. And
God.
which I won't need to do because I've watched every episode this week. And yeah, take care.
I think I'll wave like the Queen.
Oh, okay.
Bye.
Bye.